The series starts with Groot sitting in his hut when two machines clean him up. He looks at the new leaves forming on him and plucks them off. During eating cheese balls, his pot cracks because he is getting too big. The machines then pick him up off the counter and replace him with a bigger tree. Groot has a fit and throws a yarrow root fruit at the tree, only for it to ricochet and knock Groot off the table. Groot catches himself before hitting the ground. He makes his way back up to the table and extends his branches to grab the tree, but they slip and wrap himself instead. Groot then uses a pipe above to swing from there onto the tree. He faces the tree and starts punching it. He breaks off a branch and runs away, but the branch emits green goo that wraps around him. Groot then slingshots into the tree, and they both fall onto the floor, breaking Groot's pot. Groot tries to get up, finding that he has legs, and he starts celebrating. Later, he eats cheese balls with the tree and slash at the machines. Groot finds twigs on a tree stump, and 5 minutes later, he has made an entire fort out of the twigs. Suddenly, an alien with a long trunk knocks Groot off of his fort. The bigger predator grabs the alien to eat it, knocking down the fort. Groot screams in anger for 37 minutes before falling down out of exhaustion. On the ground, he lifts up a rock and finds a race of tiny creatures in the hole. Groot terrorizes them and throws a twig stumps beside them, but they start firing at Groot with weapons. Out of fear, Groot hides on the ground until he loses a leaf. He sees that the creatures use it for food, and he collects more. But on the way back, he accidentally steps on all of them. He carefully puts the rock back on top of them before leaving like nothing happened. A few creatures survive and pop up out of the rock. On the spaceship, Groot wakes up and drinks some water before hearing a loud noise. He gets out of bed and puts on a wristwatch using it as a flashlight. He finds a toilet and uses it while looking at a book he found about Thanos. Before walking back to his bed, he notices a shiny alien on the ship. He searches around for it until an explosion happens, blowing a hole through a wall. Groot investigates, finding the shiny alien that shape-shifts to look like Groot, and the two Groots start dancing. He shape-shifts into his true self to show Groot how to dance. The two then dance until Groot manages to expel the alien. Groot walks around a planet and he finds a puddle. He sees the mud and deciding to take a bath. He takes a bud and squeezes it, turning the puddle of fluorescent color, and covers himself in mud while a pink bird watches him. When Groot wakes up, he finds that the mud made him grow leaves, and he jumps up with leaves all over his body. When he looks at his reflection, he likes the look and decides to trim it up. However, the leaves grow yellow fast and die. He takes more mud and grows various hairstyles, like an afro and a mustache, but the leaves keep dying. Meanwhile, the pink alien tries to sleep, but Groot's noise causes him not to. It attacks Groot and then laughs at him. Groot doesn't care and goes back to the puddle, but finds that it's completely dried out. The bird continues to laugh at him, so Groot cuts all of its hair off and uses it as a scarf. Groot walks on the ship with Peter Quill's backpack. He finds a comic for Alf in the backpack and decides to use it for an art project. He gathers up hair from Rocket Raccoon, a motherboard, and soap. Starts creating art but needs glitter. Groot builds a bomb and detonates it, sending the debris onto his paper like glitter. Groot then finds that there is a huge crater in the ship, so he uses duct tape to form a bridge across it. Rocket wakes up and sees what Groot has done and says that a bomb did go off. Rocket starts yelling until Groot shows him what he made and says, "I'm Groot, the picture of the Guardians of the Galaxy." Suddenly, another explosion goes off, causing Rocket to fall into the hole. But Groot